Hey everybody! Today's a very special day because today we get to talk about a very special saint, Saint Kateri Tekakwitha. We call her the Lily of the Mohawks, and she is the first Native American saint in the Catholic Church. So let's learn about her. If you would like to learn more about the saints, make sure to follow along with the playlist here. And don't forget to show your support if you enjoy our videos. Let's go. Okay, let's start off with the usual. When and where was she born? Saint Kateri Tekakwitha is the first Native American to be recognized as a saint by the Catholic Church. She was born in 1656 in the Mohawk village of Asurnanon. Her mother was an Algonquin who was captured by the Mohawks and who took a Mohawk chief for her husband. She contracted smallpox as a 4-year-old child, which scarred her skin. The scars were a source of humiliation in her youth, while she was commonly seen wearing a blanket to hide her face. Worse, her entire family died during the outbreak. Kateri Tekakwitha was subsequently raised by her uncle, who was the chief of a Mohawk clan. Kateri was known as a skilled worker who was diligent and patient. However, she refused to marry. When her adoptive parents proposed a suitor to her, she refused to entertain the proposal. They punished her by giving her more work to do, but she did not give in. Instead, she remained quiet and diligent. Eventually, they were forced to relent and accept that she had no interest in marriage. At age 19, Kateri Tekakwitha converted to Catholicism, taking a vow of chastity and pledging to marry only Jesus Christ. Her decision was very unpopular with her adoptive parents and their neighbors. Some of her neighbors started rumors of sorcery. To avoid persecution, she traveled to a Christian native community south of Montreal. According to legend, Kateri was very devout and would put thorns on her sleeping mat. She often prayed for the conversion of her fellow Mohawks. According to the Jesuit missionaries that served the community where Kateri lived, she often fasted, and when she would eat, she would taint her food to diminish its flavor. On at least one occasion, she burned herself. Such self-mortification was common among the Mohawk. Kateri was very devout and was known for her steadfast devotion. She was also very sickly. Her practices of self-mortification and denial may not have helped her health. Sadly, just 5 years after her conversion to Catholicism, she became ill and passed away at age 24. On April 17, 1680, her name, Kateri, is the Mohawk form of Catherine, which she took from Saint Catherine of Siena. Saint Kateri Tekakwitha was canonized by Pope Benedict XVI on October 21, 2012. She is the patroness of ecology and the environment, people in exile, and Native Americans. In 2006, a young boy from Whatcom County in Washington State, Jake Finkbonner, was lying near death due to flesh-eating bacteria. According to the parents, the doctors believed he was incurable. Being of Lummi descent, the boy's parents knew about Kateri Tekakwitha and prayed to her. Jake survived the ordeal and made a full recovery. His healing was the first of Tekakwitha's miracles accepted by the Vatican. On December 19, 2011, the Congregation for the Causes of Saints certified a second miracle. She was canonized on October 21, 2012 by Pope Benedict XVI. She is the first Native American woman of North America to be canonized by the Catholic Church. Kateri Tekakwitha is featured in 4 national shrines in the United States: the Saint Kateri Tekakwitha National Shrine in Fonda, New York; the National Shrine of the North American Martyrs in Orrisville, New York; the Basilica of the National Shrine of the Immaculate Conception in Washington, D.C., and the National Shrine of the Cross in the Woods, an open-air sanctuary in Indian River, Michigan. The latter shrine's design was inspired by Tekakwitha's habit of placing small wooden crosses throughout the woods. Mohawk scholar Orenda Boucher noted that, in her opinion, there were mixed feelings surrounding the canonization of Tekakwitha. There are traditionalist Mohawk who feel her story was tied into the tragedies of colonization that deeply affected the people of Kanawake. Despite this dark past, Tekakwitha herself is generally respected among Catholic and traditionalist Mohawk alike. Much of the debate surrounding Tekakwitha's canonization is built upon the idea that it was done to bolster the image of the Church among Native Americans. Kateri taught us that even in the darkest of times, hope remains. She showed us that even when we are different, God can use us in mighty ways. She demonstrated for us that faithfulness to Jesus brings peace in the end. Okay, so why is Kateri important for kids to know? Kateri was a young woman who struggled with a lot of the same things that we struggle with today. She dealt with peer pressure. She had to stay true to herself She experienced grief and loss. She faced loneliness and rejection. And ultimately, she was faithful to Jesus, even when it cost her everything. We need more Kateri in the world today. People who aren't afraid to stand up for what they believe in, no matter how unpopular it might make them. We need more Kateri in the world today. People who choose holiness over sin, prayer over Netflix, and Jesus over TikTok. Kateri's gentle spirit and deep love for God teach us that anyone, no matter their background, can live a holy and beautiful life if they choose to follow Jesus. Wow. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time, stay awesome in the Lord.